One of the questions I get the most here on YouTube is, how do I deal with sugar cravings in the beginning of carnivore? In today's video, we're going to talk about why sugar cravings are so powerful and give you some easy ways that you can get through these sugar cravings. Before we dive into this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my carnivore related videos. And if you're looking to share your love of the carnivore diet with the world, head over to jennyminich.shop and use code RIBEYE15 to get 15% off your order. I have 7 different carnivore related designs. This is my more meat, less plants design, and you're bound to find something that you will love over there. Link is in the description. I think one of the hardest things about going carnivore is cutting out all of the carbohydrates. Most people just eat a really carb-heavy diet, and that is what most people are used to. Unfortunately, many of these carbs that people are consuming are ultra-processed foods, and these ultra-processed foods are designed, literally designed, to keep you hooked. There are food engineers that work at these ultra-processed food companies, and their only job is to get you to eat more and more and more of these foods. These products are designed to appeal to your lizard brain, that deep part of your brain that responds to hits of sugar and the way that the fat and the carbohydrates and the protein are all mixed together in these products. These foods do not exist in nature, and that is a huge contributing factor to the obesity epidemic that we have seen over the past 30 years. It's no surprise that when you stop eating carbohydrates, you will start to crave them. What we used to think was the keto flu, it's not the flu at all. It's carbohydrate withdrawal. It's sugar withdrawal. The first month or so on carnivore is going to be the hardest time for these sugar cravings. It's just like drug addiction. You're going to go through some withdrawals and you're going to crave the substance that you're addicted to. In this case, it's sugar. So what can you do to minimize sugar cravings or stop them once they start? Let's give you some actionable, practical tips that you can use right now. First off, you need to cut any kind of sugar substitutes or artificial sweeteners from your diet. If you have the taste of sugar on your tongue, that can be a trigger. So if you've been using stevia in your morning coffee, if you're using a flavored electrolyte of some kind that has some kind of sweetener in it, cut that stuff out for at least 30 days so you can create some distance between the last time you've had a sweet taste on your tongue, and that is going to help the sugar cravings go away in the long term. Next up, you need to clear the house of anything sweet. If you have temptations laying around, you're just gonna think about them. Now, I know this can be hard for people that are living in a household with others that are not doing the carnivore diet, but just get the stuff out that's really appealing to you. For me, I cannot have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Oreos, or dark chocolate in the house. If it's here, I'm going to eat it. So I just get that stuff out of the house. Well, we don't have anything in our house because we're all carnivore and the kids are animal-based. But yeah, if that stuff is in the house, get it out. Next up, you need to make sure you're eating enough carnivore food at every meal. At each meal, you should be eating until you are comfortably stuffed. That means that if you have one more bite, you're not gonna feel great. If you are that full at every single meal, you're not going to have as many sugar cravings. Piggybacking off of that, you need to make sure you're eating enough fat. A sugar craving could actually be a fat craving. Your body really needs high fat when you're doing carnivore. In general, human bodies thrive off of animal fats. So make sure that you're eating really fatty cuts of meat, or you could just add in butter, tallow, bacon grease, lard, whatever it is. A lot of people snack on butter, and that can be really helpful for sugar cravings. Another thing you can do is add more salt to your food. Sometimes increasing salt will help with sugar cravings. Another reason you may be having sugar cravings is you need to increase your electrolytes. Electrolytes are especially important in the beginning of carnivore. The brand that I use is Element. I'm using their raw, unflavored, and this is what I recommend for people in the beginning of carnivore. Electrolyte imbalances can be the cause of a lot of the keto flu related symptoms that you will experience, like fatigue, bowel movement related issues, and sugar cravings. So what I recommend in the beginning of carnivore is taking 1 packet of their raw unflavored electrolytes, putting that into 16 to 24 ounces of water and drinking it first thing in the morning. You can do several more of these packets throughout the day if you are experiencing keto flu symptoms and or sugar cravings. Right now, Element is offering my viewers a free sample pack with any order, so you can head over to the link in the description. It's drinkelement.com/ DrinkLMNT.com/JennyMiddich. That's DrinkLMNT.com/JennyMiddich and get your free sample pack with any order today. Another great thing you can do to help with sugar cravings is drink bone broth. There's plenty of really good pre-made bone broths, but a really great way you can do this at home is just get some bones, put it into a crock pot with a little bit of water and just a hint of apple cider vinegar and salt, and then let it cook for like 24 hours and you will be left with a delicious, collagen-rich, fatty broth that can help with sugar cravings as well. Another great way you can get over a sugar craving is by eating a carnivore snack. You can do hard-boiled eggs, beef jerky, a beef stick, some kind of lunch meat, leftover meat from last night's meal, whatever it is. Eat something carnivore instead of sugar, and then that craving will pass. Another great way to fight sugar cravings is to have some support and accountability. Having a group of people that are going through the exact same thing as you can be really, really helpful, especially in the beginning of carnivore. If you're looking for some support and accountability, I have my Jenny Middich carnivore community over on Circle. I've put a link to it in the description below. You can try it out for a few days to see if it fits your vibe. We are over 700 people strong. We do monthly challenges, live streams, Zoom calls, and so much more. Sometimes if you're having a sugar craving, you can just go in, do a post, get some support, and that will help you to get over it. Another thing about sugar cravings is they tend to pass pretty quickly. So another tactic you can use is to just find something to distract yourself for a few minutes. If that doesn't help, then you can use one of these other kind of like food-based or electrolytes or salt or whatever, strategies. But if you distract yourself for long enough, usually about 10 minutes, the craving tends to go away. So how long does it take sugar cravings to completely go away? That's going to be different for every person, but typically it's between 1 to 6 months. For me personally, my sugar cravings were gone within 4 months. There is a caveat to this. If you have a cheat meal, a high carb, high sugar, ultra processed food cheat meal, you may reactivate those sugar cravings. It just depends on how addicted to sugar you were in the first place. The next question is, will I ever be able to eat anything sweet again? And the answer to that is maybe. It's different for every person. And again, it really boils down to just how sugar addicted you are. Think of it like alcohol to an alcoholic. An alcoholic can't have just one drink. It's a slippery slope from there. A heroin addict can't just shoot up one time. It just doesn't work like that. If you've been addicted to sugar your entire life, you need to cut the cord. And you may never be able to have anything sweet ever again. But the trade-off is improvements in your metabolic health. You're going to feel great and you're not going to be a slave to that powerful substance. Sugar is very powerful. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, or if you have a way that you deal with your sugar cravings that I did not mention, please put them in the comment section below. We are trying to help as many people as possible, and if I didn't mention something, I could learn something new too, and I like that. If you are a new carnivore and have a bunch of questions, I'm going to put a link to my beginner carnivore playlist right here. This is over 35 videos where I have gone through and answered every carnivore question that I can think of. By the time you are done watching this playlist, you are going to be a carnivore expert. And with that, I'll see you in the next video.